What's going on, y'all? It's TKJ. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Today I'm going to be doing a realistic career sim of Lonzo Ball. A report came out Sunday saying that the Bulls privately believe Lonzo will never play again. Obviously, this is the worst case scenario for a guy who has a whole lot of potential, second overall pick in 2017, but just hasn't been able to stay healthy. He's undergoing a third surgery on his left knee. This time it's a cartilage transplant, which is a rare surgery for NBA players to have, and actually no player has ever had this surgery and still made a return to the league afterwards. So that lets you know what kind of odds Lonzo's going up against. Obviously, you wish nothing for the best for him, man, because again, he's got all that potential, man. But pretty much the point of this video is I'm going to make sure that Lonzo not only returns to the league, but gets the most he can out of the rest of his career. Now, we're going to do this realistically, and the reason why I emphasize that is because if you were to go on a 2K right now and sim Lonzo's career, he's going to miss next season due to his injury, but he's going to come back like an 87 overall. He's going to go on to be one of the best players on his team, maybe even get like finals MVP. I've seen that in a few sims. That's not going to happen today, man. This is going to be a realistic career sim, and the reason for that is because I made a few changes over here. So the first thing I did was I changed a whole lot of attributes for Lonzo Ball, just making sure that when he does come back to the league, not next season, but the year after that, he's not going to be the same type of player. You know, he hasn't played since January 14, 2022. He's going to come back really rusty, limited physically, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted that to be reflected with his attributes. A quick recap of all of my changes should be popping up here on the screen, so make sure to pause that if you want to check it out. But after all of these changes, man, it dropped him from an 82 overall to a 77. It says 76 here. That's just because he's injured, so there's like an extra -1. But still, I think that's a pretty fair rating for a guy who's going to miss over 2 years of basketball due to a surgery that no other player has come back from. I mean, I think that's more than generous. But I also made some changes to Lonzo's vitals, so let's go ahead and take a look at that over here, because this is really like the most important thing, honestly, is I changed a lot of this stuff here. So his peak start age is 27 years old, which is about how old he's going to be when he returns. He's 25 years old right now. His peak end age is going to be 32 years old. I think it used to be 34, so that gives him about a 5-year window where he can still progress or at least maintain his overall before he starts the regression period. His max potential is an 83. Now, this used to be a 90, so that's a big change. He's not going to go on to be finals MVP, best player on a team, like I mentioned. That's not going to happen here because we are keeping this realistic. And his minimum potential is a 76. It used to be an 83, which is now his max. So that lets you know just around what kind of ceiling and floor he's going to have. He's already a 76 right now, so he might just come into the league and not progress anymore, which is a real possibility. Taking a look at his bust percentage, it's a 70. I think that's definitely fair as well. In fact, I'm probably being over generous because again, no players come back from the surgery, so honestly it should be a lot higher, but there's about a 70% chance that when he does come back, he doesn't progress at all and just ends up being a bust. He also has his boom percentage at just 30%, so that's about the percent chance that he ends up being an 83 overall, and then his average percentage is a 50, so pretty much a 50-50 chance that he just ends up being like the average of these two here, which is like a 79 and 80. I think that sounds about right to me. I know that was a whole lot of talking, but that's pretty much the setup here. Again, I'm trying to keep this realistic, man. I really pride myself on doing that on these rebuilds and career sims, and I'm super interested to see how this plays out, man. Maybe he can be like a 6 man at some point in his career, or maybe he comes back and just isn't able to carve out a role in a rotation. I think that's also a real possibility, but we're gonna find all that out today, man. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. We just hit 1,000 subs on this channel, so now we're starting the road to 2K. If you haven't hit that button, man, I really appreciate it if you could. But anyways, without any further ado, it's finally time to get into this video.
Let's get it.
Let's go ahead and sim the playoffs here. Can the Celtics come back from down 3-0? That's what I want to know, and they can. Wow, are they actually going to win it all here? Yes, they will. That's pretty crazy. Jason Tatum, finals MVP. Shout out to him. All right, guys, for this video, I am going to be making trades, just trying to find out where's the best fit for Lonzo, trying to build the best team around him, that kind of stuff. But for this offseason, I just let the Bulls do whatever they wanted, man, because honestly, I don't really care what the Bulls do. As we take a look at the bottom of the rotation here, Lonzo Ball is still out for all of this upcoming season. It's going to be the last year of his deal, man. He's got a player option next season, which if I'm his agent, and I guess I pretty much am in this video, I don't want him to take that, man. I think he would really benefit from a change in scenery. Now, granted, I actually like the fit in Chicago. I think the team was really playing some good basketball when Lonzo was healthy, but after coming back from a long-term injury over 2 years away from the game, I just think he would really benefit from a clean slate. So we are going to decline this player option, and that's why I didn't really care what the Bulls did, which doesn't look to be a lot. I mean, they lost Nikola Vucevic, and yeah, now they're starting Ayo DeSumo. Not the best situation, but again, not my problem. We're going to sim past this season, and then the upcoming offseason, that's what we're going to find out which team will Lonzo Ball be making his return with? Let's go ahead and get into it, man. So for those wondering, we were very bad this season, 16-66. Yeah, man, worst record in the league by a mile. But the good news is that Lonzo Ball is healthy now. He's going to be ready to make his return next season, wherever that'll be. He did not play this year, as you guys can see, and is still a 77 overall. So I think that's about realistic as to what he'd be when he comes back. Anyways, man, let's go ahead and sim these playoffs. Not like it really matters to us. I'm just really interested in seeing where Lonzo is going to be playing next offseason. Honestly, I haven't really made up my mind just yet. I don't know where I want him to go, but we're going to find that out here in a second as the Nuggets win a championship led by Nikola Jokic, finals MVP. Shout out to him. All right, man, so after looking around, I've narrowed it down to a few options. The top one to me, I mean, dream case scenario would be the Milwaukee Bucks. You know, I think Lonzo could come in, be a backup point guard for them, which they really don't have right now. I mean, they have Delano Banton, but I still don't think he's quite ready to be a rotational player on a team trying to win a championship. But yeah, man, I think this would be a perfect fit for him. He fits their mindset defensively. He still provides some shooting, which is nice because obviously you need shooters to pair up with Giannis Antetokounmpo. The only problem here is that they just don't have the money for him, man. All they have left is enough money for a mid-level exception. They still got to sign Chris Middleton as well. I would expect Lonzo's going to get a contract in like the $12 million range, something like that. I don't think he'll get anything lower than that. So as much as I think this is the perfect fit for Lonzo, it's just not going to make sense financially. So we got to move on to the next team. Another option is the Charlotte Hornets. This team does have money. Obviously, they also have LaMelo Ball. He's not showing up here just because we haven't finished free agency yet. They gave him a qualifying offer. He'll obviously accept it, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, this would be really cool pairing him up with his brother. My only thing, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like if Lonzo's coming back from a long-term injury and he wants a clean slate, then maybe playing in his brother's shadow isn't the best idea because obviously this is LaMelo's team. So I kind of want him to go somewhere else, man, where he can kind of reinvent himself. So that leads me to my third team, which I think is actually a really good fit. And I think that team is the Brooklyn Nets, man. Obviously, they got a lot worse after trading away Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. So they're not really competing for a whole lot. But this is a really fun team to watch. I think they have a lot of fun playing with each other.
What?
Obviously, the roster looks gutted right now because we're in free agency, so they haven't made any signings yet. But they got Mikal Bridges, they got Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas, they got Dorian Finney-Smith, and they even lost Spencer Dinwiddie, who's now on the Rockets. So I think Lonzo could come in right now and provide some really good point guard minutes for him. Maybe he could start. Maybe they want to go young with Jalen Hood instead. I'm not too sure. But either way, I think this is a really good fit for Lonzo because it's low stress. You know, you're not really pressured with trying to compete right now. And it's also just a team that has fun playing together. So I think this is a really good fit for Lonzo. Also, they have enough money, which is a really big thing as we come over here. Let's go ahead and find Zoe as we go all the way down here, man. Yeah, it's pretty brutal, but he's a 77 overall. Again, trying to keep this realistic, and he is expecting about 14 M's. He doesn't have any offers just because I took over all 30 teams. That way I can decide where he goes. This looks pretty good to me, man. 12.5 M's per year for 3 seasons, and we do have a team option on the 3rd year. Really, you can look at that as like a player option because as the team, I can decide if we're going to pick that up or not. So pretty much after 2 years, if I want Lonzo to go somewhere else, then we could do that. Hope that makes sense. But anyways, I think this is a pretty realistic deal, man. Let's go ahead and try to make it happen here, and it looks like Lonzo's coming to Brooklyn. So here's a look at the team, man. We got Mikal Bridges staying put at an 86. Nicholas Claxton, we brought him back on a 3-year deal. 3 years, a little bit over 76.5. Cam Thomas went up 1 to an 80, but most importantly, Lonzo Ball still at that 77 range, which I think is realistic. He's 26 years old, and it looks like Jalen Hood went up 3 to a 78. So Lonzo's probably going to come off the bench, which again is totally fine. I think that's realistic. So let's head into this season, man. It's time for Lonzo Ball to make his return. So here's a look at the rotation, man. We got Jalen Hood, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Nicholas Claxton. Lonzo Ball's coming off the bench. He's pretty much just our 6th man. Then we got Cam Thomas in the mix. We got Ben Simmons, and we have Leonard Miller. It's only a 9-man rotation, but that's totally fine. I just really want to see what kind of numbers Lonzo puts up. So let's go ahead and sim this first game and just see what it's looking like here. So we actually win. We beat the Bucks, the team that I said Lonzo probably would be the best fit with, and yikes, not the best. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 for 6. I mean, hey man, it's his first game back in 2 years and 9 months, almost 3 years. So it's understandable that he's gonna have some rust. Let me just sim another one of these. I just want to see. As actually, I didn't mean to do all that. Okay, so he lost some games here. What is Lonzo doing though? Yikes. Okay, this is not a great start to it, Lonzo. I'm not gonna lie, man. Where you at? Okay, there we go, Zoe. Hey, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists in 17 minutes. knocking them things down too. That's what I'm talking about, bro. He did foul out in 17 minutes, but still, that's all I needed to see, man. I feel a lot more confident now. Let's sim this regular season and see how it plays out. So we ended up going 43 and 39, which I'm pretty sure should at least get us in the play-in. We'll find that out here in a second. Darius Garland, MVP. Ron Holland, Rookie of the Year. Six-man Tyler Hero. I was kind of holding out hope that it would be Lonzo, but yeah, man, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for Tyler Hero. Yeah, he definitely deserves that. Let's go ahead and keep it moving though. Do we have anything that concerns us? Does not look like it. Let's go ahead and check this out. Anything for the Nets? Does not look like. Actually, never mind. Nicholas Claxton, all defensive second team. That's cool to see. It looks like we're in the play-in. We are the 8th seed, but most importantly, what did Lonzo put up? Let's check out the stats. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty solid, man. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Yeah, man, 2 steals. We like to see that, Zoe. Not shooting the ball too well, 39%, but league average from deep. That's really good because, yeah, he was really starting to knock them things down before he got hurt. I mean, bro, 42% is crazy, but still above league average. We will definitely take that. And I didn't even notice he's up to an 81 now, which is pretty crazy. He started off the year as a 77, so to go up 4 is a pretty wild jump. Now, granted, his max potential is still an 83, so I don't think he's going to go up too much more, but this is a really encouraging start, man. And actually, I'm just not realizing they decided to start him over Jalen Hood pretty quickly. I guess the CPU made that change, so that's pretty crazy as well. Let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. Are we going to be able to make a little bit of a run here, or at least just make the playoffs in general? So we lost that game. That's tough, and we didn't make it. Okay, that's a little bit disappointing, but how did Lonzo do? I want to know. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, nothing too crazy. But at the end of the day, man, I think that's a really good first year back for Lonzo. I mean, pretty much a best case scenario. He ends up getting a starting spot, puts out some decent numbers, is still shooting the ball fairly well, and is all the way up to an 81 overall. I think that's pretty nice, as we see the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win it all this time. Alrighty, man. Darius Garland Finals MVP, shout out to him. So apparently the Suns are really bad this season, man, because we got the 7th pick courtesy of them. That's really nice. We also got our own pick at number 14, so that's good as well. I still have the real draft classes in here, so let's head over to the draft and see what it's looking like. I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to the 2025 draft, but I do know VJ Miller is really good in sim. 19 years old, 6'8", shooting guard / small forward. He'll definitely play the 3 because we already have Mikal at the 2. But yeah, man, I think that's a really good pickup. Let's go to make that happen. And now I'm really just guessing, man, but I see Dallas Thomas, 20 years old, 6'9", power forward. We need a power forward of the future because right now we just have Dorian Finney-Smith. It says his ceiling is an all-star. It's nothing too crazy, but I think it's pretty good for pick number 14, so let's make that happen. So we didn't make any additions in the offseason. The only thing we did was we didn't bring back Ben Simmons. He was asking for like 33 M's, bro. It just was not going to happen. Anyways, man, Lonzo Ball is up 2 to a 79, says 80 in the top right corner, so pretty much the same as last year, which is totally fine. Like I said, I think Lonzo had a really good return. Let's go to this season and see if we can build off of it. So the starting lineup is the same as last year. We got Lonzo Ball, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Nicholas Claxton. Off the bench, you got Cam Thomas, Jalen Hood, Leonard Miller, and then we got our 2 rookies here in VJ Miller and Dallas Thomas getting minutes. Let's not waste any time, man. Let's sim this regular season and see how it plays out. So we went 51 to 31, which is actually really good, man. Luka Doncic wins MVP. Do we have anything here that concerns us? Let's go ahead and find out. Does not look like it. All right. Let's go and take a look at these all NBA awards. Do we have anything here for the Nets? We've got VJ Miller, all rookie second team. So that's cool to see, but that's about it. Taking a look at the standings, we are the number 2 seed, bro. That is pretty crazy, but I really want to see what Lonzo's doing. So I don't know what happened, but apparently Leonard Miller became our leading scorer. He started off the year on the bench. The CPU made him a starter along the way, I guess, and he ended up averaging 18 and 10. Shout out to him. 21st overall pick in 2023, so that's pretty wild. But anyways, Lonzo Ball put up pretty much the same stats as last year, 11, 3, and 6. Yeah, just about what we would expect, although the efficiency has gone up, which is really nice. 42% from the floor and 40% from deep. We round up around here. We like that, Lonzo. But honestly, man, what I like the most is he has yet to miss a game since coming back. 82 games this season, 82 games the year before that. I've got injuries turned on. I didn't change any of his injury settings, like his tendencies, so it's the exact same as what it usually is, and he hasn't gotten hurt in 2 seasons, man. That's a really good sight. He's also up to an 81 overall, so we like that as well. But anyways, let's get into these playoffs, man. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. We're going up against the Cavs, who have Darius Garland, Malcolm Bakwe, if that's how you pronounce it, Brandon Ingram in the mix. That's insane, bro. With Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Yeah, I'm just gonna sim these round by round because we've got a whole career to do. So let's go ahead and just do that here as we almost blew that. But yeah, we're just gonna sim the whole playoffs, man. Okay, so we lost that thing, which is totally fine. Let's go ahead and see what Lonzo ended up doing here. And actually, I didn't even realize LaMelo Ball is on the Orlando Magic, which is pretty wild. So Lonzo went up against his brother here in this series. Lonzo ended up averaging about 11 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, so like the same as the regular season pretty much. Anyways, let's go ahead and see if Lonzo's younger brother can win it all here, man. And they can. LaMelo Ball, Finals MVP. Shout out to him. So I'm here in free agency, and I think I am going to accept this option here for Lonzo Ball. I feel like things are going pretty well here in Brooklyn, man. Now, it is still a younger team. You know, I think Jalen Hood is probably going to start at some point here, so Lonzo Ball might come off the bench. But either way, they're making the playoffs. Lonzo's going up in progression, and he's still going to have a decent role, whether it's as a starter or off the bench. So I think we are going to bring him back for one more year. So the only move we made in free agency was we brought in Naz Reid. I think it's a really good backup center option for us because we really don't have one right now. Lonzo didn't go up for the first time, so he stays put at a 79. Still says he's an 80 in the top right corner. Not too bad to me. It's not the best, but still, man, this team should be really good this year. I mean, Mikal Bridges is up 1. VJ Miller up 5 to an 82. I said he does well in sim. I think he's going to have a big year. Leonard Miller has established himself as a starter, so I feel like we have a good squad this year, man. Maybe we can compete for a title. Let's head into this season and find out. So the starting lineup is going to be Lonzo Ball, Mikal Bridges, VJ Miller now getting the start over Cam Johnson, who's what, a 79 overall? Yeah, that's definitely the right decision. We also got Leonard Miller and then Nicholas Claxton. That's the starting lineup. Then we got Naz Reid out the bench, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Jalen Hood, and Dorian Finney-Smith. I thought by now Jalen Hood would be our starter, but he really hasn't progressed a whole lot. So I guess it's still the Lonzo Ball show at the 1, which I'm not too mad at. So let's keep it going, man. I have a feeling this is going to be a really long video, so I'm sorry about that. But anyways, let's get to simming. So I had a feeling we'd be good, and we definitely were. 61 and 21. Pretty insane, man. Victor Wembanyama MVP. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this here. Do we have anything that concerns us? Wait. Modest Buzelis is paired up with Victor Wembanyama on the Spurs. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough team to beat. VJ Miller though, most improved. We like to see that. All right, man, let's go ahead and keep this thing going here. We got VJ Miller, all NBA second team. Hey, this is how you know I play this way too much, man. I know he is a sim demon. And yeah, he definitely is living up to that hype right now. Anyways, we're the #1 team in the Eastern Conference, which is cool to see. Although it does look like Lonzo missed some time. He missed 10 games this season. Not the worst. He actually started to come off the bench for us, which I guess is okay as well, because Jalen Hood, I guess, was playing pretty decent. Still though, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists for Lonzo, 42% shooting from the floor and 37% shooting from deep. Still above league average. I can't be mad at him, man. Let's keep this thing going, man. We're just going to sim everything all at once here. And it looks like it's going pretty well, and we've actually made the NBA Finals, which is pretty nice. It looks like we're going up against the Pelicans here. Who do they have? They got Bronny James and Zion Williamson. What a duo. Anyways, let's go ahead and just sim this thing, see if we can win it all here. And we can't. Tough, man. We fell in 7. That's brutal. What did Lonzo do? Hey, he did his thing in the elimination game, man. 16 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. I can't be mad at it. It would have been great to win a championship, but still not a bad season for Lonzo. Let's keep it moving. So it's free agency time, man, and I think I want Lonzo to come back to Brooklyn. I mean, we just made the finals. It's a young team. They're only going to get better. And even though Lonzo's probably going to come off the bench, I think it's a really good situation for him. So let's go ahead and negotiate a deal here. It's going to be a bit of a steal. You know, I want this team to still have money to make other moves, and I am still taking over all 30 teams here just so that way I can control where Lonzo goes. Anyways, man, we're going to make this about a $7 million deal per year for probably like 2 seasons. I think is pretty good. He's going to be 31 by the end of that, so I think that's fair. Let's go ahead and see if he'll say yes to that, and he will. Cool. So we pretty much just brought everybody back. Lonzo Ball is staying put at a 79. Like I said, I think that's about where he's going to stay for the next couple seasons. We do have a lot of red arrows here. Some of them are just injuries. Like Naz Reid is out for the season. That's super tough. And Cam Thomas as well. We're pretty banged up, man, but I might make a trade or two. I'm not sure. Let's head into this season and check it out. So Lonzo's officially coming off our bench. I think it makes sense, man. I mean, Jalen Hood is the same overall, and he's 23 years old. Per 36 is actually looking better than Lonzo's also. We knew this was going to happen eventually, so I'm not too mad at it. Either way, though, let's sim this regular season and see how it plays out. So we went 47 and 35. Honestly, not the best. Lonzo Ball, what did you average, my boy? Yikes. 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. I mean, he's still dishing that thing, but the efficiency, bro. 37% from the floor and 32% from deep. That's not good, though. I'm also not sure why Lonzo Ball started so many games. Like when I come over here, it still says Jalen Hood is our starter. I don't know what that's all about. But either way, man, let's go ahead and sim these playoffs, just see what we can do here. as we get out the first round. That's nice. We get out the second round. Hey man, we're here in the finals and we're going up against the Utah Jazz. Let's go ahead and see who they have on the squad. The CPU is insisting that Lonzo starts, and you know what? I'm not even mad at it. Honestly, man, I'm not even sure how to change it, because I guess at the very beginning I said the CPU could make adjustments when needed, and now I don't know how to change that. Like whatever changes I make to the rotation, the CPU just goes and does its own thing. It's really weird. But anyways, man, I think we can win this championship. Honestly, let's go ahead and sim this thing and just see how it plays out here as we got clean swept. Wow, that's crazy. And yeah, man, not a great playoff run for Lonzo. I mean, the efficiency is just so bad at this point. He's 30 years old, man. He's got one more year on his deal with the Nets. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Also, by the way, I finally figured out how to make this change here. This took me so long, but now the CPU won't be messing around with the rotations and stuff. Whatever I put is what will happen. So finally, I got that sorted out. Same team as we head into the next season, man. Lonzo Ball still a 79 overall. He's been that way for what, the past 3 years now? I mean, he's 30 years old, so I guess it's good that he's not regressing. This is the last year of Lonzo's deal, man. I'm really hoping we can win a championship. If not, I might look to go somewhere else. I'm not too sure, but let's go ahead and keep it moving. And now Jalen Hood is officially going to start for us, man. I know I said that last year and the CPU changed it, but we got all of that sorted out. Lonzo Ball is coming off the bench. I mean, bro, the stats aren't looking too good. The efficiency is not looking good. I really think this team can win a title, man, and if that's going to happen, Lonzo has to embrace a roll off the bench, so that's what we're going to do. So we went 54-28, which was good for the second seed in the Eastern Conference. I'm just going to skip player awards at this point because it's not like Lonzo's winning anything. But speaking of Lonzo, he averaged 7 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, the efficiency is still not good, man. I mean, he shot above league average from deep this season. That's nice. But yeah, bro, he's definitely declining. Luckily for us, though, we got VJ Miller, who is absolutely killing it. 27, 6, and 5. He made an all-NBA team once again. I think it was a second team selection. Let's go ahead and send the playoffs, man. Just see how we do. Can we finally win a championship? And we barely made it out of that first round. But we're here, man. We are in the NBA Finals going up against the Pelicans once again. Can we beat them, though? Finally here. And we can. Let's go, man. VJ Miller, Finals MVP. It's definitely not going to be Lonzo Ball, but that's totally fine. Lonzo got his first championship, man. You love to see it. And hey, he was shooting that thing pretty well, man. 42% from the floor, 36% from deep, average a nice little 9 and 8. We like to see that. Lonzo, 31 years old, he got his first championship. That's honestly the best case scenario, man. People were saying he'd never play again. Well, now he's an NBA champion. Let's get it. So Lonzo Ball is a free agent, man, and I know it's boring, but I think he should come back to Brooklyn. I mean, they just won a championship. They're only getting better. Why not stay here and try to win as many titles as you can? Let's go ahead and negotiate a deal here. Yeah, we're gonna try to get a little bit of a budget deal, 7.5 per year for 2 seasons. I think that sounds pretty good to me, and it sounds good to him too. Cool. Like, why would you want to leave this team, bro? We got VJ Miller up through to a 92 overall, and then we really don't have that many red arrows. I mean, we got one guy, Nicholas Claxton, down 2 to an 83 overall. That's totally fine. Lonzo Ball still staying put at a 79, man. I'm not mad at it. My only concern is that we got this guy, JJ Wall. He's 25 years old. Apparently, he was a 12th pick in the draft a few years ago. I just started simming drafts, so I don't really know who we got. But yeah, man, I think eventually he will take Lonzo Ball's role as our backup point guard, but I don't think that's going to happen for like another 2 years, which coincides with the end of Lonzo's contract. Maybe after that, we go somewhere else. But for right now, man, we got a good thing going on here in Brooklyn. Let's try to win another title. So we went 50-32, which got us a 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, pretty much the same as last year. And it was pretty much the same stats for Lonzo, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Actually shot above 40% from the floor, which I guess at this point is progress, 38% from deep, so that's nice as well. Yeah, man, at this point, we are just banking on VJ Miller. 29 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, all NBA first team this year. He's definitely that guy, man. But anyways, man, let's sim these playoffs, see if we can win another title. And it looks like we got eliminated by the Miami Heat in the first round. That's not what I was hoping for, man. They did make the Eastern Conference Finals, but still, that's super disappointing, as it's the Oklahoma City Thunder winning it all, led by Bryce James. That lets you know how far we are into the future, man. Hopefully we can wrap this thing up soon. So we're starting to get a lot of red arrows, man, but Lonzo Ball, our second oldest guy on the team, is still staying put. He's not regressing, which is really cool to see. And honestly, man, at this point, he's our best point guard overall wise, because Jalen Hood went down 1 to a 78. It still says he's a 79 in the top right corner, and I think he's still going to start, but still, that's pretty funny. Either way though, man, let's go ahead and keep this thing moving here. So we're still rolling with the same starting lineup per usual here. Off the bench, we still got Lonzo Ball. We also got Marvin Bagley. I guess the CPU signed him. And then we got a couple auto-generated guys and Josh Green as well, who I guess guess, has been on this team for 2 seasons now, going on a 2nd season. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and sim this regular season and see how it plays out. So we went 40-40, which got us the 7th seed. We're here in the play-in, and this season was all about injuries, man. VJ Miller is out for the season. That really sucks. Mikal Bridges out for 2 to 4 weeks, and Jalen Hood actually missed a decent amount of time to where Lonzo Ball ended up getting some starts, so that was interesting as well. Speaking of Lonzo, we had pretty much the same numbers: 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. He actually shot 42% from deep though, which is really nice now that I think about it. Yeah, man, that's actually super encouraging. He's getting a little bit more efficient, which is cool. Still an 80 overall. That's really the crazy part. But anyways, man, let's go ahead and see if we can get out of this play-in here. As okay, we're here. We are the number 8 seed going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's just go ahead and sim the entire playoffs, and we lose in the first round. But alrighty, we got the Magic and the Thunder here. Who's gonna win it all? It's the Orlando Magic, led by Jason Tatum, I guess. I'm so lost when it comes to this sim, bro. And you know what, man? Lonzo Ball's a free agent this offseason. It's time to ring chase here. We spent enough time in Brooklyn. Let's try to go to the Orlando Magic, the team that just won it all. Look at this roster, bro. Jason Tatum, Paolo Banchero, Nick Smith Jr., Bam Adebayo, RJ Barrett. Yeah, that's a pretty filthy team. And if you notice, all they're really missing is a point guard. I mean, they've got this guy, Vladimir Debanovic, I guess. I don't really know. He's not too good. He's a 74 overall. Lonzo can honestly come in and start, bro. So it's not really ring chasing. I mean, I guess it is, but he at least fills the need. So that's nice. Let's try to get this deal done, man. He's asking for about 7 M's, just a little bit over that. We're going to go ahead and knock that down just a little bit here. Let's make that a $6 million deal, and we'll do 2 years for that. Will he say yes? There we go, man. Lonzo Ball's coming to Orlando. So Lonzo's finally starting to regress at the age of 33. He's down to a 78 overall, but that's totally fine, man, because look at this team that he's on. I mean, this is an insane squad, bro. He doesn't have to do a whole lot, man. I think this is a really good situation for him. Let's head into this season and see if we can win a title. And we are going to have Lonzo Ball come off the bench after all. I just think it makes the most sense. Nick Smith Jr. is a shooting guard, but he can play point guard for us. And yeah, bro, this team is just so elite. Like, we without a doubt can compete for another championship. I'm pretty confident in that. Let's go ahead and get to simming and see how it plays out. And are you even surprised, man? We went 70-12. We were absolutely dominant. Lonzo Ball, though, not so dominant. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. It says he's a 73 overall. He's dealing with an injury right now. Apparently a broken left ankle that's going to keep him out for 2 to 4 weeks. But yeah, man, still a really good team. Let's go ahead and sim these playoffs and see if we can get another title for Lonzo here, as it looks like we're in good shape and we are going to reach the NBA Finals. Alrighty, taking a look at the matchup here, it's a lot of guys I don't know. They do have Jabari Smith Jr. and Chet Holmgren though, so that should be really tough to beat. But anyways, man, let's go ahead and sim this thing. We should be able to beat them pretty easily, and we do. Let's get it, man. Paolo Banchero, Finals MVP, and that's ring number 2 for Lonzo Ball. You'll love to see it. What are the stats looking like over here, Lonzo? What did he put up? It wasn't much, bro. It was not much, but hey, he's 34 years old. He's got 2 championships. I'm pretty good with that, man. And it looks like Lonzo's good with it too, man. At the age of 34, he has decided to retire. 13 years in the league, not too bad for a guy who people were saying would never play again. He ended up playing 8 seasons after his surgery, and he won 2 championships. That's a pretty good career if you ask me. But anyways, man, this was definitely a fun one. If you guys have any other players you want me to do a career sim of, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I'm always reading those. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I just hit 1,000 subs on this channel. I'm starting that road to 2K, so if you guys can help me out with that, I'd really appreciate it. But anyways, this has been 2KJ. Blessings.